Hello, how's everybody doing out there? Heather, how are you?
I'm busy.
Okay, she's busy. All right. Awesome
I'm
to
fine.
see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome to see Heather this week. It's great to see you. Missed you last week, and Brett asked about you, just so you know. Just telling you.
I like that guy. I really like that guy.
Yeah, he likes you too, and he missed having you on. He says, "Oh, where's Heather? I was expecting to have some of her her good questions, her questions about tech and all that kind of stuff." So it's always good to get.
I paid him for that, so I'm glad that he was able to fulfill his end of that bargain. His check is definitely in the mail.
Check is in the mail. Hey, listen, tell us where you're from. We have no guest today. We are the guest. You are the guest. Anybody that's out there. So tell us where you're from. City, state, country, planet.
Right. Well, guess what?
Galaxy.
We have the usual suspects. Mike is here. Greetings all from near Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
Community member. Oh, another community member.
Hello from Hermitage, Tennessee, Andrew Hatchett. And we also have Jolyn in there.
Jolyn, another community member.
That's right.
She's under a hidden identity there, though, isn't she?
That's right. She is. It happens sometimes. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited about our topic today because it's kind of one of those.
I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are.
I like it because it's like a potpourri of getting the audience involved, and we got some questions for you. So basically, you're on the hot seat. Those of you who are watching, you're on the hot seat, and we would like to know.
But my thing is, here's my deal. I only told you about this about an hour and 10 minutes ago. So it's like Heather had no idea until I said, "Hey, let's get into a chat so we can talk about what we're going to talk about." Okay. Anyway.
All right. Oh, she's been uploading videos to her club's channel. That's why she's in here under an assumed name. And Lowland.
Oh, she's
from City of Flowers, Victoria. I love.
Is it really City of Flowers? What is the name of
Victoria? Victoria.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Victoria is the City of Flowers. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. I'm typing this because I wanted to have this as a topic we can put up on screen. But anyway, go ahead.
The reason why that's beautiful is because I'm in the Valley of the Sun. And it's like.
For you, that's, yeah.
Although the weather's gorgeous right now. So
I bet it is. I bet I can only imagine too. Especially, that's one thing that would be really kind of pleasant in the winter. Well, maybe not even in the winter, just the night times would still, because it's still hot, isn't it? Mark, tell us where you're from. Sorry. Oh, go ahead. Still hot.
Yeah, it is. It is still hot at 10 o'clock at night. The sun's been down for a couple of hours and it's still over 100 degrees. There's nothing pretty about it.
Oh my Lord.
But anyway, it's not like that now. And Victoria is in British Columbia.
Yeah, right? That's right.
And mentions the Valley of the Sun.
The Valley of the Sun. There you go.
That's right. One of the favorite songs to sing. There you go. And otherwise known as Cactus Unlimited.
Yeah, there is that. So today's topic, here's what we're going to talk about today. Like Heather said, she's excited about it, and she only found out about it just recently. What do you use and why? Conversation and organization tools. So what I wanted to do, and this is kind of, I brought this up to Heather. There you go. Huntington Beach. There you go. Thanks, dude. I'm real curious. I want to find out what you use and why. I really not only tell me what you use, but then give me a little bit of why you use this versus something else. And here's what I'm talking about. Probably the main one, or everybody, not everybody. I said this earlier. Most people use an email service. Which one do you use and why? Why would you use that one versus, and there's so many different ones out there. And then text messaging. Those two are the two biggies. Now, I understand that we do have a community member that does not have text messaging, which I get. And Heather brought that to my attention, said, dude, don't say everybody. So I won't say everybody. But I want to say, that's what I want to ask you. So first of all, the first one, let's give me what you use for an email service. Tell me which one you use. We're going to put them up on screen. You mean like Gmail? I do mean like Gmail. If Gmail is your main usage for email, then that's what I want to know. If it's Outlook, if it's this, if it's whatever, that's fine. You're telling me, but tell me why you use that one. Because there's a lot of different ones out there. So that's kind of what I'm trying to gather. I'm trying to get ideas from different people, what they use and why. Why do you use that one versus Yahoo Mail or AOL Mail or, any of those others? I'll give you an example of why and what I use. I use Gmail as my main email. That's my main email coming in. I use Yahoo. What I use Yahoo for is to collect, if I sign up on a form or anything out there, or I need to get a little bit of information, but I don't really care about it too much. That way, if they want to send me extra junk mail, they can send it. That's what I use that for. And then AOL is just, I still use it. And AOL I just use completely for junk email. So just talking about email right now, AOL should have been put down years ago. Yeah, I get it. You mean there is something other than Google product? Yes, there is. That's what I'm trying to find out here and see if anybody else. I use chat there, but then when they change that format and drop the video, there you go. Yeah, so email services. There you go. Google Email G Suite. Why? Ease of use, convenience, available on all devices. Yeah. See, these are the kind of things. This is what I want to get out of it. This is what I'm trying to gather some information. I use Gmail for mail, main mail service, and Spark as my main mail client. I like that. I like that. So what is that?
And why Spark? Yeah. What is it and why?
Hotmail and Yahoo for junk. Okay.
Oh, see, now that's what Mr. Crafter does. He has a Yahoo email address, and he gives that out whenever somebody says, can I have your email address for whatever? He gives them the Yahoo one, and then he has Gmail that he uses for everything that's like real.
Yep. That's what I do. My home email is from my ISP. Oh, really? That's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of computer club members still have it. And so I maintain one, but rarely get email there anymore. That's the other thing too. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so do you go like physically somewhere else to check that mail, like to AOL to check that mail, or does it come into your mail system like a forwarding?
A POP or a forward. Yeah. Hey, Google Play Coach Diesel stream. Google Play. There you go.
Playing verbal
and they are free.
Music.
Okay,
that's
Google.
That's why you had to say that.
Yeah, I know. Hangout for chat. I know it's going away. So testing chat. I got you. Yep. Hangouts, no phone, Zoom, best I've found. I got you. Gmail for home, Outlook for office. That's cool. Outlook for office. That's interesting. And Yahoo for junk. Yeah, that's, you know what? That's kind of cool. Don't use the G Suite, but love Google One for my own connections and syncing. There you go. No client software. I got you to say it. You did. You're right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Well, Yahoo, Infinity all come into Gmail. Okay, so he has them all forward into his Gmail. Yeah. Yeah.
Now
so
I used to have my my web client email would come into my Gmail account. They were two separate email addresses that all came into my Gmail account, but I don't do that anymore. You just woke up my live, she said.
Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to. Mac mail client is crap. I got you. And Thunderbird let me down. So Spark was next on my list. Spark is cross-platform, Mac, Windows, iOS, P, and then Droid. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's good to know. Learn. You should do the same thing. Gather all of the accounts into Gmail. Yeah. Yep, that seems to be
but she
common.
Doesn't do it now. Yeah,
right.
I have too many Gmail accounts now. Yeah, see, and that I do now have multiple email accounts on Gmail. So I was getting myself kind of messed up by having multiple Gmail accounts. So
yeah, several of my own website emails accounts into Spark as well. Okay, nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, too confusing. I agree with you. I agree with you, Jolene. So it's interesting. A lot of all over the place, but a whole lot of Gmail users too. So that's kind of interesting.
Now I'm curious on this one. The next part of this one is text messaging. Okay. So what do you get your SMS text messaging? A lot of times from what I gather, If somebody has an Android phone, they just use the Android app that comes with it. If someone has an iPhone, they just use the iPhone app that comes with it. But there are a lot of other ones.
Mr. Crafter, we have Verizon. He uses Verizon messaging system.
Okay, and is that chat? I mean, or is that like a chat messaging, or is it SMS? Okay, so it is
it's SMS. So he has that instead of the Android messaging app. He uses the Verizon messaging app.
There's Slack, there's Textra, there's so many different ones of that out there with the SMS texting. Real curious to see what other people through Verizon. There you go, the Verizon one. Google Message got away from Textra. Wow, interesting. Mark, we need to talk. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I still use Textra because I think because I got so used to it that I don't see the point in changing unless it has the exact same features. And it probably does by now. I just haven't decided to change. So
two of the features that I was adamant about that I would not make a move until they got one of them. So they will be getting one of them, possibly, maybe. And if they do that, I think I'm going to make the move. So it's just messages for web. Is that SMS? Okay. I use iPhone messaging app through Verizon. Okay, good. Good to know. Archiving. Bell Mobility SMS. There you go. So yeah, that's how we get our text messages. SMS. Good. Yeah, I mean, because those are, to me, I don't know how I get more messages on those two things all day long than I do any other as a combined thing. What I already have on the Pixel messaging. Gotcha. Okay. That's fair.
He's talking about messages.google.
Yeah, messaging. Yeah, exactly. Which is Google Messages. Right. Exactly. Which is convenient. It is, because now you have it on the computer. You can transfer it into a Gmail or into your task or into, if you use Google Keep, you can take that message. Somebody sends you a message for that. It goes right into that. Interactive on the web is kind of nice to be able to do those kind of things. And it depends on what you're doing or where you are and how you operate your business. A lot of people are working from home and they're not as mobile anymore.
Well, and it may not even be for messaging or for business. It may be for personal usage, but there's a lot of things that, like, my mom will send me a text message and I really wish that I could have put it into an email. So a lot of times I will send it to myself as an email so that way I can access it as an email on the computer and deal with it that way. So if you can do all that stuff in one messaging app, that might be
right? Exactly. Now, let's talk about some other different tools and things. Okay. So along the same, kind of the same lines with messaging, what was that? If anyone here has Google Pixel, text messages using iPhone built-in app, but not iMessage disabled. And Fungo, is that right? App for my personal phone texting. Day Job owns my phone. There you go. I like it. If anyone has a Google Pixel phone, can someone tell me who to take a screenshot since the last Android update?
Oh, how to take a screenshot?
Oh, how? Is that what she said?
Yeah, it's the exact same as it's always been for me. But there's also in your.
They made it very simple too. On the new, it depends on which which Android version, but if you hold down the power button, it brings up a menu and it says screenshot. Mm-hmm. You can click screenshot and just do it that way. That's probably the simplest way, if that's what you're talking about, April. If not, just be a little bit more specific, explicit, whatever.
Yeah, I still do it the same old way. I do the power and the volume down button. It works the same as it always has for me. Accessibility window, Mark says.
Okay. So the next one is, this one's kind of related. This is like a subcategory of text messaging, sort of, but it's not SMS. What chat services do you use? Like Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp?
There's so many chat services.
Slack.
You and I use Duo. You and I use Duo to chat all the time.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, we have a lot of places we can chat with each other. Hangouts, Duo, we text message each other, or
Instagram,
we can use
private message,
Instagram,
Twitter.
Twitter private messages. I've often joked that I can send you smoke signals. Yes.
The only one that neither one of us will get the message is Facebook Messenger. If you sent me something, I probably would never get it.
Right.
And if I sent you something, you would never get it.
Exactly.
No, but we could.
You can't hold the power button to do that anymore. The last update removed that ability.
Really? Interesting.
We'll have to talk about that, April.
Love to.
I still have the ability to do it, but okay. Facebook or FM Messenger. Does that mean Facebook Messenger? Duo from Mark. I hadn't discovered the power button piece. Wow. Facebook Messenger Hangouts. Sheila says she doesn't. There is no chat messaging tools for her, services for her.
There you go.
Michael, the power button works the same on both my Moto Z2 Force and my Pixel 2 have the power button option for screenshot. You can also take one, I believe, in your Photos app. You should be able to see it if you use Google Photos. I think it has it in there too.
Do a screenshot from there. Yeah.
I have Duo, Hangout, Google Chat. Hilton Head says Hangouts. Well, except Hangouts. Yes, Sheila does use Hangouts.
There you go. There you go.
Colin says won't put Facebook Messenger on my phone.
Yeah, me too.
Very little chat. Sometimes Facebook.
Got it. Yeah.
Has anyone tried the new Facebook and IG integration? Now, I have for business, and I'm not a fan. It's very frustrating to get the same notification twice for every single thing that I get. Is very frustrating to me. I guess Twitter DMs is my most common back and forth chat style. Occasionally Facebook for some friends. Okay. Gonna have to go into Duo more, says Jolyn. I love Duo.
I do too.
I think I love it because you and I use it. I think what frustrates me is that I can't get other people to use it because it's a great way to just send a quick video message, a quick voice message, a quick text message, or even a note that you've written. There's so many different things you can do in there, and you can actually have a face-to-face chat with one or even a group
32.
of people. So,
32 people.
Yeah, so it's such a quick, easy way to use it, and it's a great quality video. I've enjoyed the Duo app a lot, but not a lot of people want to use it. But I don't blame them either, because things just go away sometimes.
Yeah, I was just real curious to see what other people are using, like Slack and some of those other things. Are you using StreamYard for this live stream? Yes, we are. Absolutely. 100%. We sure are. Well, I haven't gotten into it yet. Yeah. Just curious just to see if anybody, I know a lot of our community uses Hangouts because I force them to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But,
right. Well, and that's why this is a good question to have, because,
I want to find out others.
How many things are out there that we don't even necessarily know about? Like, what was it that Mike mentioned that I didn't even know about, that email service? Yeah,
exactly. Spark or whatever it was. Yeah.
Here's the link you want to go to, April, to do the picture screenshots. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much. That's community helping the community. That's awesome. I love it. Excellent.
Hey, Jolyn, look me up on Duo and we will play around with that. She says she's going to have to watch a tutorial or two. I would love to chat with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I know Mark and I use Duo. Heather and I use Duo. Andrew and I have used it a couple times because he found out he can do it from just the computer, which is so cool.
I have to tell you,
just video calls.
He messaged me over the weekend. I was like, now what's cool with Duo, the way I have it set up in my house, is I've got the smart speakers, right? So it comes over the thing and it says a Duo call from Andrew Hatchett, and you should have seen the look on my face.
I love it.
Amazing. Anyway, all right. Loland's playing with chat now. How cool. Yep.
Chat is going to get even better too, from what I'm seeing anyway.
I like what Mike says.
Yeah.
And he's flexible. I like that because I think that's the way I am too. That's why I have so many options. That's why Instagram direct messages is a big deal, because I've got a lot of people who reach out to me over there, and it's very friendly to be able to have a communication place like that where I don't have to give out my phone number or my email address. It's kind of nice. They can just follow my account and we can connect.
Exactly.
Nice.
And it's especially nice too for people in different countries, because then you don't have to worry about all that cost for them, cost for us, that kind of stuff. So that's really nice.
This is a great question about Duo. Do we have to set up? Oh, it's chat. Sorry. Do we have to set chat up with our contacts from Hangouts, or will they sync?
We'll find out. We'll know next half of next year.
Side yet,
right? It's not out for consumer side, so we'll know in a half year. Is it Google Duo or Duo Mobile? It is called Google Duo. Google Duo. Okay. So Google Duo is a mobile app, but it's also, you can put it on your devices, and you can also it is now on the web as well. So hopefully that answers, let's move on. That's a good conversation, but let's move on. Let's move on to, because we got a lot of stuff that we want to talk about. I want to talk about other tools that you use. Do you use Google Drive, or do you use Microsoft 360, or do you have something else? I know there's Zoho, I think that's one Andrew told me about a long time ago. Zoho, which is a free office system. It has a database. It has all of the stuff like docs and sheets and all that kind of stuff. Same. And I believe it was free for the longest time. I don't know, but I'm just curious whether people are using anything other than those, because I think that'd be a cool one to see that.
Or which one of those do you choose, and why do you choose it or the other? Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
So we already got some answers. Jolyn says Google Drive. Be sure to let us know why you've chosen it. MS OneDrive plus Google Drive. MS OneDrive plus Google Drive. I was thinking something different. OneDrive, Drive, and Dropbox.
Interesting.
Dropbox is where I started.
Interesting.
Limited use of Google Drive.
Okay.
Drive, Dropbox, Google One. Okay. All right.
Yeah, give us some reasons why. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'd love to know why
on using 360 as well, because I know,
and they may be using both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Drive is easy is the answer we got here. Google all the way. Started with Dropbox originally. Our Jammer group has a shared folder with over 8,500 lyric sheets. Wow. Pretty awesome. Tiger Doug, Dropbox at the office. I'd used Dropbox before that. Gotcha. Storage and sharing is Russ's reasoning.
Yeah, got it.
Google Drive because I'm in the Google environment. Okay. And Mike, I knew Mike was going to give us a long answer. I have used Dropbox for years because it stores locally on each computer as well as in the cloud. As the only Mac user on a Windows network, it makes things easier.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Now that's interesting, because like you're talking about at work, you're on a Windows network. Is that what you're saying? And
I think that's what he meant. Yeah.
Yeah, and this allows you to actually share files with your cohorts and not have to, worry about it. That's cool.
That is cool. That's nice.
OneDrive because of the computer club, and I'm a Windows expert and an Android Google expert. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yep, that's good stuff. What about browsers? Like I said, I want to keep moving on, but that's cool. If they're still coming in, we can pull them up there.
We'll bring them up as let's see. At least they think I know what I'm talking about. Perfect. Yeah,
browsers.
That's a great conversation.
Edge, Chrome, Safari, Opera. I know you mentioned one. DuckDuckGo.
What I've been using.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a Chrome is an answer here. She meant Chrome. We knew that. Only Chrome from Mark Barris. Yes, at work and wherever I am, I have access to my day job and personal files.
That's awesome. Makes sense.
From Cousin Russ. With an edge, let's see, with an edge now and then, she says.
Yeah. I know for the longest time, a lot of banks, they wouldn't let you use Chrome. You had to use Edge. But they've changed now. They've changed their tune. And some people use Safari. Just, I mean, like we use our Safari on our iPad. At least I do sometimes.
I don't. I use Chrome on my iPad 100%.
I try to, but sometimes like with StreamYard, if you want to start a StreamYard, you have to do it through Safari. You can't do it through Chrome.
Yeah, which is why I've never done it, because I can't get it to work. I mean, I just can't. So.
Oh yeah, Firefox. I forgot about Firefox. That's a good one too. I'm curious why. What was the reason? Did he say why?
Because of Chromebooks.
Oh, because of Chromebooks. Yeah,
Chrome,
gotcha.
because of Chromebooks. Yep.
Yeah,
Firefox is a very distant second. So it
Yeah.
used to be back in the day. I think, I remember when we were using Google Hangouts, or Business Hangouts, when we were using Business Hangouts on air. And if it wasn't working in Chrome, the
Go over
option
to
was to always
Firefox.
switch over to Firefox. That was the
Yeah.
only time I ever used Firefox, is when Chrome wasn't working. But it's been so much more reliable in the last 4 years. I mean,
Yeah.
they've really bumped up their security. I mean, there's just a
Yeah.
whole lot of things that are just so much different. But I have experienced with DuckDuckGo a lot of ad blocking, track blocking. I mean, there's just been a whole lot of things with DuckDuckGo that I've been very happy with, but I've only been using it for about 5 days. So I don't have a lot of history with it. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Video meetings in programs I use. A good point. Safari on the iPad and iPhone. There you go. Video meetings, Google Meet, Zoom, Skype, include even like, I think LinkedIn has where you can get in video meetings now, or I think Facebook groups or Facebook rooms or something like that you have. So I'm looking now at meetings. How do you have, I mean, it's so popular right now. I even heard people using Duo just for for a meeting. I know it's not meant for the business. Yeah, that's what I said.
Rooms, you're inside of a group, and you have a meeting inside of there, or even, I mean, I've seen people invite me to stuff like that, so I know that it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's a lot of different video things out there. I'm just curious if anybody's using anything different other than some of the obvious ones that are out there, and why. Why would you use one over the other?
I have a feeling Lowell Ann's answer is going to be the same every time, because Google all the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Meet and Zoom, not going outside that for now. Okay. Since March, when I first learned of Zoom from Chris and Jim, and then met us. Nice. That's right. Been on the Zoom wagon for sure. Jitsi.
Nice. Jitsi, that's kind of cool. Tell us why. Tell us why you use one of those over the other. And it might be because of work, or work asks you to use it or something like that. For work, Teams or Zoom. I like that. Microsoft Teams, forgot about that one. Otherwise, Zoom or StreamYard for side hustle or personal meetings. Nice. I like that.
No time
limit. Yeah. Okay.
What was the one? Appear.in. When I was working, that we used Appear.in almost exclusively, with the occasional Hangouts at the time. Now it would be Meet if we were meeting now, but just because it was free, and it was like a share a link and they pop in, and there was no like sign in or anything like that. It was really a nice way to get to somebody who did not understand computers, or
Yep.
Here's
I think it's awesome.
.me sometimes for HIPAA compliance. Interesting.
Nice. FaceTime for personal
calls.
Zoom for organizational meetings, and I don't originate most of the orgs or office meetings. There you go.
Yeah, and that's okay to know too. What are other people using that you're having to use? Yeah. Forced to use Teams. So there's Mike. He's got a gun to his head. StreamYard, because it's easier to get people in, and it's auto-magically recorded.
Yeah, that's true. That is kind of cool. Chime once or twice.
Amazon Chime? Really? I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah. A Discord for meetings. There you go.
Discord. Nice. Now, I do use a lot of Discord whenever I'm hanging out with my kids. We use a lot of that. Voice calls. Voice calls are a thing with my kids, but not on the phone. Not like call the phone number and connect with them that way. No. It's in a voice channel, Mom. I'm waiting.
No way they would do that. That's not going to happen. All right. What about productivity apps? Let's talk about that a little bit. I want to know what you guys out there are using. So, for example, like Trello or Workforce or Google Keep or Evernote or anything that you use that way that helps you. Yeah, or all the above, including services like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, do you actually use those for your business? Is that part of your business? This is where I'm really curious to see you and hopefully help others maybe understand and see why. Not only tell me what you're using, but why do you use those and what are the productivity parts of that you use?
I would love to tell you about a productivity app that I use a lot, which is Cam Scanner. I use that app a lot because I love that it's so simple to scan receipts, documents, anything like that, and it connects to my Google Cloud. So I can actually put it into my Drive, and from there I can email it, I can do anything I want with it, and it works really great for home and office stuff. I really like it.
That's so cool. So cool.
Some in here.
Evernote and Trello. Tell us why. I'm real curious. Why would I use either one of those or any of those? Evernote, used it for years. Everything is there. That's a good point. Mm-hmm. Everything's already there in there. That makes sense. Totally makes sense. I love it.
Jolen's a follower more than a poster.
Yeah.
Trello for coordination with Dear Myrtle. Love that.
That's fantastic.
Great. Cam Scanner. Thanks. Yeah, I love it. I personally do love Cam Scanner. I actually use it for my images for my website. Like all the images that you see on my website are actually Cam Scanner photos. And I do that because it's so easy to manipulate it. And
resize, yeah.
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Change the skew of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Cool.
Moved to Evernote because my old TextNote app was orphaned. Keep wouldn't let me import old data from a CSV file. That is true. Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
You are right. Yep.
Started dabbling in Keep, but then got lost as to where things are. Yes, that's easy to do because it's not in folders like it would be in Evernote. Right. So yes, that is easy to do. Yes. Andrew says, I last used Basecamp because the organization required it. Oh, I've used that before. Other than that, I grab whatever is handy.
There you go.
Sheila says, using more of LinkedIn more and see more of the old G+ group over there as well. All my productivity is tied in with my delivery systems. Okay. And that's an interesting thing about LinkedIn is whenever I do dabble over in LinkedIn, I am surrounded by old G+ users all the time. It's very funny. Let's see. I now have Duo, Tiger Duck says.
Good.
Okay, Michael, how do we connect with folks on Duo without putting our phone numbers out here? Like, how do we do that?
You can do email or phone number. Either way, that you have to have one or the other. Right. Either one of those, you have to do that.
So we need to connect Tiger Doug on a more personal place. Then we can connect on Duo, apparently.
Yeah, you can reach out to us on Twitter. Heather, your Twitter. What is your Twitter? There you go.
Oh, everything I do is Craft Shack. Where do I
Craft Shack? Yeah, Craft Shack. There you go. Yeah, so we can. Yeah, so you can reach out to me. I'm Coach Diesel, I think, on Twitter. If I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember.
With Tech. Reach out to Tinkering with Tech, and one of us will respond to you with the answer.
That's true. Yeah. No, I love connecting with people on Duo because I use it. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go. I was interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Evernote replaces bookmarks in a browser. Interesting. Really?
Yeah.
How is that?
Really think that's a smart way to look at it because you can just go to your Evernote and click on the browser links instead of having to have them all up in your bookmark bar. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt what you were saying.
That's all right. I can't even remember what I was saying, but that's all right. No big deal. That's all right. Everything, bookmarks, follow up for just about everything. Yeah. I love the searchability of Keep. Mm. Yeah, that's one thing I really, really enjoy about it. Mostly paper book because it's always under my nose. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, if your device power, your internet goes out or whatever, you've got a copy of it somewhere.
I'm more like Lolan. I prefer to write things down, but I do like to keep it in a digital place because I want to be able to access it on a lot of different wherever I am. If I don't have that notebook with me, then I'm stuck without it. And that's what Keep is for me. And like you said, it's searchable. So even though I can't find all the notes I have, I just type up in the search bar that one thing I know I'm looking for, and boom, it's on there. But
I know, I love that.
Can we connect with people on Duo using a QR code? Ooh, good question.
As long as your email's on there, yes.
Really?
As long because you can create a QR code with your Gmail in there, and then all they have to do is have your Gmail and then connect to you that way. They would just plug in your Gmail, then they would be added as a contact. Once they're added as a contact and they're on Duo, if they're on Duo, it would work. Yes, Russ, I like the Evernote web clipping feature. There you go. Into Evernote often to organize all the Evernote extension does that. It's wonderful. Good. Keep labels, colors, help me get organized. Really. Yeah, I know.
Yes. The labels and colors are a big deal for me. I use them all the time. Evernote is also searchable. And I think, what's interesting is we've had this conversation a few times.
Yeah.
There are so many tools out there that do a lot of the same things. It's really about which one is best for you. And sometimes the best tool is the one you use and know regularly. It may not do all the functions that I'm saying mine does, but you know it well and you use it regularly, so it's the best tool for you. And that's really the most important thing.
Yeah.
We never are trying to convince somebody to change their tool.
No, I want to find out about some of these other ones. Why you use it? What do you do? I mean, what gives you the incentive to use this? Maybe it's something that I want to look into, or someone else. If there's another listener or user or something like that, that's all I'm trying to do is get this out on the table today. I think there's so many cool ones. And I think it was Tiger Doug that said it, that, hey, look, all my stuff's there. I've had it there forever. Yeah, I get that. I 100% get that. If they did away with Keep right now, it's kind of like what Mike said. If they did away with Keep right now and I can't move any of that stuff over, I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah, there's an SOL moment for sure, because I've got things saved over there. Like you taught me, take a picture of the back of my TV and have all that warranty information, all the model number, all the serial number, all that stuff is back there. And if I lose that, I'll have lost a lot of cataloging, I guess it would be called, of my of the products I have. And can you imagine if there was like a fire or something tragic took place where I had to replace any of these things and Keep was gone, I'd be in big trouble.
Yeah. That's one thing that's nice about it being a phone.
Wait. I'm interrupting on purpose now. Okay. When Jolene says, "You are so right, Heather, we must leave this on the screen for as long as possible." If Keep was a paid app, I would happily subscribe. Shh. Mark, you never say things like that out loud. They will hear you.
Right. We are tinkeringwithtech.net. Listen, it's awesome. Love having everybody out there. It's so cool. I think I'm going to go over
on our list we didn't even go over yet. So we got another show another time. A little bit more personal stuff, a little bit more on the fun side.
That's a good point.
Technology. What do you do? I love that all of these things is tech related. Like even a pen and paper. Even a pen and paper is very low tech, and sometimes it's the best kind of tech for me, but
I can't get my wife to do a Google Calendar, but she'll do it on the refrigerator. She got that calendar every damn month. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? I'm like, I want to know what you're doing. She says, well, then come take a picture of my calendar on the fridge.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to take a picture of my calendar on the fridge and send it to her in big heart around it. Love you, Sherry.
I'm like, Lord have mercy.
You know what? Ask your Google lady. She'll tell you what you're doing today.
Yeah, exactly. I think what I'm going to need to do is get a Google Jamboard and just embed it on my refrigerator. So that way, when she writes it down, then we have access to it at any time or whatever.
Okay, so when I was first homeschooled, I know we're going to wrap up the show, but I have to share this. When I was first homeschooling the boys, there was this thing called the Google Smart Board. Do you remember the Google Smart Board? I don't know if they're still around. I mean, it's a big thing in education. It's like a wipe-off board, but it was like touch activated, and it was connected to your computer, so you could actually, it was basically a gigantic monitor.
It sounds like a Jamboard. That sounds exactly like a Jamboard.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
it used to be called a Google Smart Board when I was like a long time ago. But it was the thing that was on the top of my homeschooling list. Like, teacher needs this every single year. Never got one because there were a couple of $1,000s.
That's what this is. That's what this is. This sounds just like Jamboard, I swear.
That's what Gil said. Have a retired teacher friend that loved that smart board. It was the best. The best. Point a wise cam at the calendar.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to. I'm serious. That's what I told her. I said, I'm just going to do that. That way, if she adds something. All right, I'm going to show you real quick. This is a YouTube video showing it, but this is what Jamboard is. It's exactly that, and it records it and it keeps it.
Is this
it's
by Google?
All touch. Yeah. It is a Google product.
Just change the name.
And it's a touch product. You can save it, you can expand it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So,
thing. I would love to have one of these. I would so love to have one of those.
They're expensive though. They're more than a couple thousand now though.
I do have a wipe off board over here. It does not
much easier. And a wise camera.
Somebody walks by it and they like touch it with their sleeve and it's erased for all of eternity.
You just need a wise camera. A recording of a wise camera. Keep your Nest camera faced at the board, like Mike said. Just do that. Then that way you don't have to worry about it. That's awesome stuff, though.
See, me and Tiger Doug's wife, Tiger Doug's wife, and Sherry, we're all going to be hanging out together with our paper calendars.
I get it. I get it. I understand. All right, community members. Hey, listen, join the Tinkering with Tech community. We'd love to have you in there. We do a lot of stuff. We do daily tips, which is really, really a lot of fun because we get to interact and chat and do all kinds of stuff before and after. People usually there's more tips going on before and after the tip. Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, if you're not a member of the community, we say things like those daily tips. And what does that even mean? Can you, we kind of talked a little bit about a daily tip earlier before the show started. Do you want to this is impromptu, so you can say no if you don't want to do this, but would you mind doing like a mock daily tip so that way people could see like right now this is a daily tip and how it would be?
Wow. You really are.
Are you prepared? Are you prepared for such a thing?
I can do it. Yeah, I can do. Go ahead.
Here, I'll stall for you a little bit. The reason why I'm saying this is because Michael does these things every single day, couple of times the week. He is putting together just a quick tip. This is not like a 30-minute lesson or a 20-minute dive deep into something. It is a quick, here's a button you push and this is what it can do on your phone, in Gmail. Maybe you didn't know about this shortcut on your computer. Maybe you didn't know that this was a cool feature on the Stream Deck, or he's ready to go. So this is what I'm saying. He does this every day. And the best part is, as a member of the Tinkering with Tech community, you get to actually be there live. You are invited every day to be there live while he streams this, while he records this. And then you can go back and see all that he's done even before you became a member. So it's actually really cool. So we'll just go ahead and switch on over to Michael. All
right. So what I'm going to show you today is this is how I would do a daily tip. We would go live and we'd have we have about 4, 5, 6, 10, however many members want to come in. They can all come in. And we all sit there and we go through a session and I go over what a daily tip is. So for example, I'm going to show you, I would screen share to them, just like I'm going to screen share to you guys. And I'm going to do a tip on OBS. Okay. So this is open broadcast software. Yours might look a little different because you might have a white background or whatever. It might be wider or whatever. I just shrink mine down. This is the tip that I did, the very last tip I did. So I figured, what the heck, I'll just do the same tip for these guys. So if I go to the table and me, so if I go to, I'm going to switch over here to a different scene on OBS. That's a fade. You see how that fades? And right here if you can see where my mouse is, this is where that's happening. This is every scene transition is a fade. Okay. So when I do that, it just fades back and forth, but I want to change one. I want to isolate it and I want to do a fade for, this is called a transition override. I want to do a really cool one. I want to do the Stinger Blue Phlox, it's called. And so this time when I go here, it's still using the fade for that. But when I come into that table and me this time, watch what happens. Really cool. It adds a special transition for that individual scene. This is an example of a daily tip that I would do for folks. That's the tip that I did. The very last tip that I did, that was the tip that I did. And that's what a daily tip is. That's how long it is. And then afterward, I ask questions. Hey, does anybody have any questions or anything like that? So that's what a daily tip is. That's how the daily tip works.
Here's the part that you would never see if you went back and watched that daily tip after you became a member. The part you would never see is the part where the rest of us who are in there watching him record that live actually then get to go, now, wait a minute. When you did that, I saw that it switched over. How did you get that thing to come in here? And that's when he would explain how he did that. So it goes from being just this 3 to 5 minute explanation of what he's doing to actually being, it can be sometimes an hour-long conversation talking about a whole lot of things that the members bring up. So honestly, it is one of the coolest things ever.
It is. Do a monthly workshop. We do expert help. Absolutely. And then like after this, all the members are invited to a backstage pass, and that's what we're going to do next is go into the backstage pass. So any of the members will get the link in the Hangout message box. Come on into the backstage pass now. Thank you so much, Heather. As always, it's awesome. I always have fun doing this with you. It's so great that we can do tech together. My
pleasure. I love when we chat about the things that are on our minds. Like we had a question. I wonder what people use. I mean, we talk about Google all the time, but what else is out there? And I just love that we had a conversation. Got to hear from the audience, and thank you all so much for participating. It's really
really awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, too, for Tiger Doug giving me his work instances. Mike was really he elaborated a lot on what his work instances are and what he's almost forced to do, really, because that's what work is making him do. I love that. I love hearing those different things. I know Jalen talks about with her club and what they use forever and the Evernote and that part of it. All those things, all those different things and use cases and stuff like that. Even April that popped in, asking us a question. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love that. I think that's awesome. And it's a great community out there. And hopefully this helps some people out there. Anybody else got anything? I'm going to end it. If not, what do you think? End it. Hey, see you in the backstage. Thanks, folks. Thank you, Heather.